Okay, so obviously, we're here for the actual Monsters, Inc. review. With Raj just kind of have to bring his really, really geeky medallion, which would get him beaten up anywhere else.
Except in the company of other nerds.
Depends.
Even at Comic-Con, I think, dude, that's just weird.
Really?
I don't know, huh?
Oh, you wouldn't know. You've actually been.
Okay, that BB's starting to get my nerves.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's get back to what's important here.
And obviously, Cliff and Raj are in the back. Sarah's next to me here. We're here to make the official video for Monster University. Now, obviously, me and Patrick already talked about this a little bit last week, so I'm gonna try my best not to repeat myself as best I can. I can't promise anything, but
that review was the spoiler-free version. This review.
This one we're gonna talk about everything. So,
yeah.
What do you guys think?
I thought it was a great movie. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
All right.
And I absolutely loved it. The people who worked on this film obviously did their homework when it comes to college life.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just throwing this out there. The tunes that one of the characters listened to, that's who I want to be when I have kids.
The mom listening to metal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was totally like, I saw you like you were like.
Yeah,
so
you were getting
excited.
giddy. Even I saw that. And I was seeing all the opposite side of you.
I was like, that is Sarah in the future.
Yes, that's the mom that I want to be. Okay, sweetie, go ahead. And then blasting.
No.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, what did I think? It was a lot better than I thought it'd be because, honestly, like, I didn't really have a whole lot of high expectations because it is a sequel or rather
Prequel.
Yeah, prequel. But I mean, damn, it was pretty damn good. I mean, all the the cast was, they did a damn good job.
Definitely.
I mean, let's face it, this is not a prequel that anybody asked for.
No.
Yeah.
So, like, no one really wanted this movie, kind of like Cars 2. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. But it's like, but for what it really surprised me in a lot of ways. Like I said in the last video, it's basically Revenge of the Nerds with monsters, basically. Yeah. It hits all the college tropes you expect. Yeah. Like, it has...
It even had somebody playing hacky sack.
There was that, wasn't there?
Yes! that is so community college.
Yeah.
They had the games, or just kind of like the intramural sports that we have, kind of similar but different, you know.
Well,
parties.
yeah, obviously, since some people are like 4 stories tall.
Yeah.
They had the first week
initiation
and tabling with the different clubs and organizations you can join on campus.
And not to mention, there were some pleasant surprises in here. Like, there was some fun little twists. I like the Randall twist in particular. Was amusing. Not great, but it was unexpected, so I'll give him that much.
I didn't see that coming.
It was a nice nod.
It was nice,
too.
yeah.
The problem is, like, one kind of issue I have with this movie is a lot of the throwbacks that go to the original movie feel kind of forced. Did anyone else get that?
Oh, I mean,
the part where like Randall is introduced, it turns out to be Mike's first roommate before Sully, and there's a part where he's wearing glasses, and he goes, he goes invisible, he goes, I was really scared, but lose the glasses, and he does the whole squinted thing, does in the whole other movie, like, okay,
right.
Okay.
And there's a cameo with Raj at the very end, like Roz,
I was in the movie.
Roz at the very end, where I felt. It was kind of
talking
fun.
about the snowman guy?
No, Roz, the slug lady.
Oh, her.
But
yeah. Okay.
you do not
I did
see
like
her.
that.
I like that.
I did like that cameo.
I like that too, and you do not see her face, so you'll only pick it up if you recognize her voice.
Right.
Who doesn't recognize that voice?
A very recognizable voice.
Yeah.
Like, if it sounds like something like, hi, how you doing? Like, when it sounds like this, I imagine that very hard not to recognize.
Wow.
Keep an eye on
You have some really good resonance going on with that.
It's a gift. Anyway. But yeah, so basically the movie starts out where it shows a little kid doing a surprisingly good Billy Crystal impression, but in visiting Monsters Inc. part of a
Field trip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Which I made the joke in the last video where I was like, wow, this is strongly reminiscent of my childhood, because it has like the outcast kid who nobody wants to really spend time with him, including his own cousin doesn't even recognize him, and of course he gets inspired to be a scarer because he sneaks into one of these scaring rooms and just sees his technique and just becomes so wide eye about it. You see what I did there?
Dun.
Yeah, I know that's bad.
Okay.
Anyway, Cliff was like, oh, here we go. The puns. I hate puns too. Anyway.
I don't hate them.
I know you don't. Okay.
I grew up with
God.
them, so I'm used to them.
So it's like, and of course, if you've seen Monsters Inc., which pretty much most people have who are grown up and actually go see this movie, it's the fact that you know he doesn't become a scarer. That's very obvious with the fact that, and that kind of leads to what I really like about the movie, especially when we get in the third act, and we'll get to that, which is the moral of the movie is basically you don't always get what you want, but you'll get where you're needed.
Right.
Yes.
Or you're supposed to be. And I think that is an astonishingly mature moral for a kid's movie, especially a kid's
definitely.
movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's very rare to see that. I wish more people would take that more realistic approach to it. Like,
Right.
sometimes dreams just don't work out.
It's like the path you want may not go that way, but you may not be the perfect path that you envision for yourself. But in the end,
Yeah, if things work out.
You can
out.
still find a path that
Yeah.
works for you.
Yeah, and it's like, I was very impressed when the movie was actually able to convey that pretty damn well.
right.
Yeah, that totally that message totally got to me. I'm like, I kind of feel the same way too, because like, when I was going through college, like I kind of was set on one path, then all of a sudden, I find another thing that's like, this is what I'd rather do, so I follow that instead. So
Yeah.
yeah, I totally related to that.
And not to mention, it's like Disney lied to you all the time
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up. So this is kind of
Yeah.
refreshing. Like, if you go for your dreams, you will get it. You just have to keep trying.
Happily ever after. No.
When you wish upon a star.
Because wishing solves everything. No worry.
Of course.
It doesn't.
Now we're all just sound like cynical assholes. It's gonna-
Oh.
Adulthood. That's what.
Yeah,
it does to
we're grown-ups now, so.
and oddly enough, I was thinking about this. There's no other college animated movie out there.
No.
That's true.
No,
I didn't
really.
think about that,
Come on,
but-
that's
Like, there is no other mix that you
Well,
can.
well, aside from Fritz the Cat, but that's like so.
Oh, who
totally.
gives a shit about that?
Come on, it's Ralph Bashki. Never heard of that guy? He does a lot of the old. No, but anyways,
Not
that's,
really.
that's okay. I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, totally different subject. Let's keep going. Just
Everyone gets judging
movie.
you. But it's like,
Right.
as everyone points out in their older reviews, like Sullivan and Mike Wazowski are not friends in the starting out of this movie. They're actually pretty much hate each other.
Rivals.
And of course, John Goodman is still John Goodman. So no matter what he's in, no
Yes.
matter how bad he's in, I'll still love him.
He's still Kitty.
I'm a shameless John Goodman fan. If you watch Hangover 3 review, you know this.
Hey, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's not just a cool guy.
Oh.
Do not demean the great John Goodman.
Ooh.
He's evil robot Santa. All right, you shut your mouth. Joke for nerds. Futurama. Anyway,
Xmas.
yep, that's the one. Where are they going with this? Oh yeah. So, and of course, again, it hits all the tropes you expect to be. Like, they get in the scaring program, but it turns out Sullivan's kind of an idiot who doesn't give a shit about actually passing.
Total slacker.
Total slacker, gets in a sorority led by Nathan Fillion.
Well, fraternities.
Oh, sorry, for fraternity. Led by Nathan Fillion, who plays this really.
Captain No.
he
That's
plays this.
who he was. Okay, kind of recognize that voice, but
How do you not recognize Nathan Fillion?
I don't know. It just kind of slipped my mind. I was too busy thinking about Aubrey Plaza. She was
Fair
the
enough.
one doing the voice of that one goth chick who was kind of doing the announcing.
Right next to the guy who talks like fucking Hulk Hogan.
He was like the most overexcited character ever.
Oh, that was awesome, man.
Yeah,
Come on, he was
I didn't say it
awesome.
was bad. I didn't say it was bad. I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
It was good.
You want a certain level of enthusiasm
Oh, yeah.
in a sports MC.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. No,
But
I thought he did a good
like
job.
nice compare and contrast there with the monotone goth geek and that. It's a lot of same college tropes, a lot of college cliches in this.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yes.
Oh,
you got
filled, yeah.
you have the goth kids, you have the cool fraternity
You got the
led by
preppy-
Nathan Fillion, who every time he pops on screen does the whole color
Oh,
pop
yeah.
thing.
And they got the preppy cheerleaders.
And the I love the fucking preppy
yeah.
cheerleaders.
With the red evil eyes.
It's just because of that.
And they
that,
breathe fire.
that really sharp left turn jokes.
yeah.
that I
Oh,
love.
yes.
Like,
I love that.
Where it's like they all look clean brains like fucking great. Like, there's a lot of great visual gags in this movie. It's very much a return to form for Pixar. As
Oh,
for
God,
Brave
yes.
was just okay, and then Cars 2 was Cars 2.
Oh, and then we saw the trailer. We'll talk about trailers later.
Yeah, we'll get,
Yeah.
we'll get to that later. We'll get to that turd. How to get Bradley Cooper for that? Anyway,
The gags, though, college gags. I couldn't stop cracking up during that movie.
there is one great little 5-second gag right before a final happens, where there's a guy with like 4 arms chugging coffee.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
He was carrying an entire coffee pot with him.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was fucking great.
That was hilarious.
And there's just a lot of fun. It had Alfred Milano as the teacher, Mr.
Molina?
Dr.
Melina?
Melina, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Played Doc Ock. The Spider-Man films was like, hey, here's a guy I recognize. And of course, like, you know, he has pretty much a one-note character, but he's still entertaining enough. All the voice acting in this is very, very good. Like, I can't think of one voice actor that did anything like below mediocre or even at mediocre. Like, everyone's just everyone totally sold their characters, including like Art, who's like, I said this in the last video, where it's like, I said I want to repeat myself, I'm doing that a lot. Basically, he's clearly the guy in college everybody knows does drugs, but we don't acknowledge that he does drugs.
Yeah.
Well, because it's a kids' film.
And well, yeah, you can't obviously have him smoking a doobie.
Right.
Do they still call it doobies? Anyway, I don't know. It's not my culture.
No, yeah.
More smokers call it ganja.
Anyway, he's the hippie. He has dream journals. He talks about, I can't wait to cry. If you look at the butterfly.
You know what's really funny? I actually met a guy exactly like that character this semester.
But he does have one of the best lines where he's like, I can't go back to jail.
Oh, Michael, do you mind if I open the window real fast?
Oh, yeah, sure thing. I can just do this. There you go.
Perfect.
Okay, so it's also summer solstice right now, it's worth noting. So it's still bright outside, even though it's like 8:10 in the evening.
Longest day of the year.
Yep. So, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, so it's like, there's just a lot of great, enjoyable characters in this. I mean, not all of them are like, they're not horribly complex characters.
Yeah.
And it's like,
But I felt they didn't have to be.
No, they didn't. I mean, they served their purpose, and they were so likable. So rooting for them. That's all you really needed. It's not like Cars 2, where you focus on the attention on these side characters in the last movie, who wasn't very interesting to begin with. Again, I said this in the last video, but it's a big point, and it's worth making twice, is the fact that, for all intents and purposes, Mike Wazowski's a better rounded character than Mater. Because, you know...
He is rounded.
Oh,
literally.
Right.
Oh,
God.
I thought mine was bad. Okay.
Turn
that shit off.
If you can make a pun joke, so can I.
Fair enough. All right, I guess I deserve that.
You know you like them a little bit.
Nope.
Only ironically. Anyway, you were my train of thought.
We're talking
basically,
about
Mike Wazowski's like...
He's just a better character, because Billy Crystal was actually trying to make a character out of him.
Plus, he's just likable, too.
I mean, like, the problem with, like, Mater and Cars was the fact that it was just fucking Larry the Cable Guy. You knew it, I knew it, they weren't trying to make anything of him. This one is like, Mike is actually a character.
You can relate to him because, you know, he goes through a lot of stuff that, you know, everyone kind of goes through in life.
Well, the same thing happened to Mater and Cars, too. Well, minus the whole spy thing. But the fact is, like, you don't care about him because you still see Larry the Cable Guy. And he's never anything beyond that. Mike Wazowski clearly has a defined personality outside of the actor. And that's what makes you care more about what he's going through.
Yeah. Right.
And interesting bit of trivia, Billy Crystal was initially offered one of the main parts in the first Toy Story, but he turned it down because he didn't feel like the character was a good fit for him. But when he was offered Mike Wazowski in Monsters, Inc., he felt like, okay, I can play that.
Yeah, and he does it very well, especially in the third act. I think they have a great, him and Silva have a great moment.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, it's very genuine.
Yeah, it is very genuine. That's kind of when they
caught me off guard.
Yeah, that's, what the story is, before you go into the third act, this is easily the best part of the film, is, what it is they get kicked out of the scaring program after Mike and Sullivan get into like a big old scare because they're become rivals at this point because he's really smart but he's not scary while Sullivan's really scary but he's not smart.
It's almost like the perfect fit.
Yeah, exactly. So they have that whole rival thing going on until eventually they fuck up and piss off the dean. Who played the dean?
I don't know. I can look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up and we'll keep talking in the meantime. Who, by the way, fucking love the design on this woman.
Oh yeah, she in that movie was awesome.
She was feminine, she was scary, she was authoritative. I mean, she was the dean. It was amazing.
I'm a good dean. I'm sorry, community reference.
Oh right.
Oh, Helen Mirren.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Helen Mirren.
Which one? Who's she in the movie, Victor?
She's the actress who played Queen Elizabeth in The Queen and won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, and
film.
She was in what was it? Red, right? With Bruce Willis.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Kind of looks like her too, actually. Similar facial features. Anyway, but she has like this great like centipede like backside thing with like
huge wings.
With dragon wings, like just a fantastic fucking design.
I thought the best part was the bunch of legs that made her creepy.
Yeah, it worked really well. It was like a fucking awesome. Amazing. And of course you can see more than a few designs based off like dinosaurs and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And like of course there's a lot of animal influences, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean that's obvious.
Snakes, birds,
the
insects.
demon pigeon.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about the demon pigeon, all right?
That was a great way to open up.
That was
I
awesome.
love that.
You kind of start with the Toy Story kind of music. Did anyone else see
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It was
And
like,
of course, speaking of which, I mean, there were a lot of like Pixar, references.
oh, of course. Like you see like
Movie.
Boo's little, whatever called hanger from the first
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
Of course, you got the Toy Story.
The little bouncy ball thing.
Yeah.
that was in there.
I'm sure there's a few
That's
other
right.
ones I didn't recognize or missed at the same
Was there a
time.
Pizza Planet reference somewhere in there? Like,
Probably. I mean,
bet
they
there
throw in like
was.
5 different movies.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I thought there was like one movie where they didn't reference the Pizza Planet truck like at all.
I gotta
forgot-
rewatch this movie just to see
forgot
all the
what it was, but-
references.
I know,
I was
right?
like, I know they had it in Cars. I know they had it in Finding Nemo. I know they had it in Bug's Life.
Do they have it in Up?
Probably.
I don't know.
Somewhere.
I just know there was
And
one
probably
movie.
Wall-E.
Yeah, there's one movie I know that didn't have the Pizza Planet.
We can
One.
Google it
I don't
later.
know.
Anyway, back to the movie.
Yeah.
So,
So-
yeah, they fucking piss her off, which leads them both to getting kicked out of the program, and they get. At the same time this is going on, there's a scare competition called the Scare Games, which is led by the ultra macho with the little goth chick,
He's like a bird, right?
the bird guy.
Yeah.
The bird goat thing. I don't know.
The Griffin thing. I don't know.
That was it, Griffin.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
I don't
so.
know who voiced that. Though.
So of course it's like only sororities can compete, so he joins like the loser sorority, build like all the rejects.
Fraternities, sororities are for
God damn
girls.
it. Fraternity.
Yeah, you'll get it then.
Well, there was one sorority in there, so
yeah. Yeah. Well, two
Wh-
actually.
Which was made up of girls.
yeah, I know that. I'm a
Wait, so
Not
is it-
bad, though,
He
when it
was.
comes
He
to-
so
was one-
fraternities and sororities.
There
you
There we go.
And he was one guy short.
And there's one guy short. Of
Yeah.
course, Sullivan comes in because he wants to get back in the game because he's egotistic. Apparently, he has a big legendary family name.
Sullivan name.
The Sullivan name, and he trying to regain his honor pretty much, or just get back where he thinks he belongs because he's
Yeah.
entitled in this movie.
Yep.
So they do that. Of course, they go through all the tropes you expect, where they're the underdogs and they lose the first one, but someone else gets
Because they don't work
disqualified.
as a team.
Because they don't work as a team, because you can't tell where this is going.
Yep.
And of course, like they ended up getting together and learning their life lessons and learning how to work as a team and learning how much of a jerk they've been, and eventually going teaming together and winning the competition for everyone, but with a twist. And this is where things get really interesting.
Yep.
Was obviously we're giving away the whole third act here, so
Yeah,
if
so
you don't wanna-
major spoiler here. Major.
Yeah,
So
if,
if
you want to watch the movie, turn it off right now.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Or go watch the non-spoiler video.
And it's worth seeing 100,
Yes.
110%.
I definitely agree.
But anyways.
Anyway, so what happens is the final challenge of the movie is they have to go on this crappy scare simulator and try to scare the kids, and whoever gets pretty much scares them the most wins. Now, up to this point, Mike Wazowski basically, they say over and over again, he's not a scary person. He wants to be, he's trying to be, it's his lifelong dream to be, but he's just not scary. So eventually, it turns out, how it works with the scare machine is like there's like 6 knobs, and pretty much like basically, from what I can tell, it's like however high the level is how high it is for that particular trial.
The
So it's like-
difficulty, right.
Yeah, the difficulty range for that particular trial. So there's 6 levels altogether. Mike Wazowski goes last, and he's the 6th person on the team.
Yep.
So he goes up there, he screams, and of course he digs deep and finds himself, and then he just screams, and of course he gets the highest score, and they win the competition. Yay for everybody!
Right.
And then the old dude in the fraternity gets together with the mom. All of a sudden, that's a whole other thing.
That was awesome, by the way. That was hilarious.
So what happened? And then of course it turns out, like when they're still celebrating, he's looking on the machine, and he realizes that his settings has been set to the easiest difficulty by
Yeah.
Sully, and
Yeah.
which basically means they cheated, basically. And again, that's where things get really interesting, at least for the
Yeah.
character. That's really probably one of the best, most genuine moments, at least in this movie. Not Pixar in general, but it's still a very good moment. Like this, it's unfair to compare this movie like Up or Wall-E or something like that. This is not gonna make you cry.
No.
No.
No, but it is.
It is going to make you smile.
It is gonna make you smile, but it's not gonna make you cry. But anyway, so he finds this out, and of course, you have the big scene where they get mad at each other, yada yada, and he goes to one of the doors, like the labs, pretty much, which remind me of the engineering building campus. There's a joke about that, but I'm gonna focus on this first. Oh yeah. So he goes in there, he pretty much puts on a door that's made by some of the students, and decides to go in to prove that he's the big scaring guy. Only to find out, guess what? No one's scared of him.
And he picks the door with like 15 students on a camp.
yeah.
Yeah, a summer camp.
The summer camp
Yeah.
for little girls, and of course, John Goodman, having Sully, realizing what he's done, runs in to go rescue him, only finds out now he's trapped too. And this is where things get interesting, is the fact that he finds him at a lake, and basically they have this really just genuine conversation about who basically their perceptions of each other and themselves are. Basically
Right.
says like, has this really just great moment, again, one I very rarely see in kids movies, basically says like I thought if I wanted enough that I could just make it happen, or like I could show everyone that I can do it. And it's like, but that's not the case, and I'm not that person.
That's like a really deep message.
And that is a mature ass message for a kids movie.
Hell yeah.
A very genuine coming of age message.
Yeah.
And I was like, and we need more of that in kids movies. Like,
Yes.
Right.
not the whole pandering. If you just live out your dreams and everything work out for the best. Well,
Well, I felt like this movie wasn't exactly geared only for kids because, you know,
well, no, it's
obviously
Pixar, and this is what I wanted
Right.
from Cars 2. This is what I wanted from Brave. Is I want more of these mature messages because that's what Pixar
Yeah.
is known for.
Well, it was aimed for our age group because, you know, we obviously watched Monsters Inc. when we were younger, and now that we're in college and they're in college, it's kinda
Patrick
like,
made that
right,
same
Patrick-
exact point. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to
Very
Patrick
smart
about
marketing.
this, but it works. It was
Yeah.
perfectly geared for our age group, and I think it was a good message. It was an appropriate message
Yeah,
for people
it's-
graduating from college.
And just so rare to see that, and just really kind of took me aback that it's in there at all. Because like I kind of suspected that's what the message would be based on how the characters end up in Monsters Inc.
right.
But I actually see it played out the way it did. Again, it still took me by surprise. Like the whole third act is remarkable.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like kind of just dramatically shifts the tone very quickly. And
Yes.
just
Yeah. Caught me off guard, definitely.
it does, and that's I think that was kind of intentional from the filmmakers.
It's not just
Right.
another kids movie.
No, it's not.
Definitely
It's not a cliche. That's when it stops being a cliche college movie and starts being like a genuine Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just that those real good, those kind of humanizing moments that Pixar is so good at doing for the
Yeah.
years, and like stuff they've always managed to do well. Well, but
For the most part.
for the most part, with one or two exceptions.
Oh yeah.
But Bug's Life was not their best film. Anyway,
It was also one of their first, if not.
true, very
Yeah.
true.
First.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
But my point is like these real good characterizing moments that just really just solidify
Yeah.
the fact that this is what we love about these characters. This is why we can
Yeah.
want to root for them. This is why we want them to win.
Right, exactly.
Is the fact that they do have these moments and they do it is just again it's just remarkably adults.
yeah, definitely.
And I think it's I kind of wish more animated studios would take that approach that kids aren't as dumb as we think they are.
And
Like,
they're actually getting smarter because they're growing up faster nowadays.
They
Oh, yeah,
are,
yeah,
yeah.
with technology and internet and, you know.
well, it's like my point is it's like kids need more of this, and they do just the generic crap we keep throwing at them.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
patronizing, condescending crap. They're
Yes.
smarter than we give them credit for. Let's
yes.
take
Yeah.
advantage of that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's too bad that the freaking, you know, the CEOs or whatever, the big companies, they don't see that. They just, you know, they just want to make money the easy way. Just, oh, you know, the kids, they love this.
But
They'll-
Pixar does, and that's why I love. That's why I've always loved about them. That's why I've always
Yeah.
been so disappointed when they don't realize that potential, like
Right.
with Brave or with Cars 2,
Yeah.
especially
I mean, Brave
Cars
wasn't.
2.
I don't think Brave was bad, but
Well, Brave wasn't bad, but it
It
was.
was Brother Bear!
well, that
Two.
and
Yeah, that and the
Yeah.
fact it was the Pixar Disney movie.
right.
Yeah.
Like I had the most
And-
Disney cliche, and it was Brother Bear.
And
Well,
Brother
and
Bear
she's
was
a Disney princess now.
And Brother Bear was a Disney movie that was a flop. Why would you want to rip off your own flop?
Well, because like I know we're getting off topic here, but it kind of relates to what I'm talking about now. Is like I thought they were gonna do with Brave because a lot of the original works turned out pretty good. Is what I thought they were gonna do was I thought they were gonna have the whole princess doesn't want to be a princess crap, and they're gonna have is like okay, you can change your fate if you do this. But I thought they were gonna do what they were gonna do was they're going to explore the consequences of that decision. Which again,
Oh, yeah.
like what happens if you don't want to marry the guy? Okay, what happens if you choose not to marry the guy? What is the result of that? And I
Right.
thought that's
Oh,
what they were
right.
going to do, and they do kind of.
Kind of.
But then it's like, but instead of doing that, they go, no, we're gonna turn your mom into a bear. That was clearly the logical step forward.
Of course.
She was kind of like the not perfect Disney princess. Like, you know, she was supposed to be
No,
more
she
relatable.
was-
At least I think that when
But
I was
again,
reading it,
like,
she was supposed to be
that-
the relatable one. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
know,
my
for
point
me-
is like they could have easily just like, for actions like for to instigate dramatic change, there are going to be consequences.
Right.
And that's what I kind of thought they were going with that. And this does kind of go the logical step forward in the moral it's going for.
Set up and payoff.
Exactly. It's like it does what it should do. It shows that sometimes just things just don't have the way you want to, but you'll still end up where you need to be. Like Simon's like you'll make these connections. People just stay. Some people will stay with you. Some people won't. I mean, it's like there's a
life.
exactly, and it's again those are like Up is a perfect example of this. Like just the way.
I love that
Granted,
movie.
Up made you cry, but I don't care how old you are.
I don't care. I still
Okay, I
love
did not
that
cry
movie.
Up. I
That's what you get for not crying it up.
I don't know. I just can't cry in movies.
Well, I mean, I didn't like no, but you know, they get a little teary eyed.
Me too.
Makes you feel something.
It definitely pulled at the muscles, but I don't.
There you
no,
go.
No tears, though,
That's
no
more
tears.
acceptable.
Now, the only thing that I will give Brave credit for was that it explored a family relationship that Disney hardly ever explores.
Mother-daughter. Yeah,
Yes.
because it's always mother-dad, dad-son, but never mother-daughter for some reason.
But
I'll give him credit for that. Yeah.
And he wasn't a single parent.
But yeah, that it was very nice to we were talking about this on our way out of the theater to see Disney Pixar redeem themselves after Brave.
Yeah, like this was definitely a return to form.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it makes me excited for the next Pixar movie down the road. It surprised me to get a trailer for it here, but that's a whole other thing. No, Planes is not Pixar.
Okay, good.
Oh, right, that's Disney only.
Yeah, that's Disney in-house animation.
I just want to say that the animation on Monsters University
yeah,
is
it's
gorgeous. I mean,
it's stunning.
Oh,
there were
it's
actually
Pixar,
there were
yeah.
actually some shots that I had to take a second look at to make sure it wasn't live action. It is
especially
so
on the
amazing.
animated short.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, that animation is just beyond amazing.
it's-
Granted, the
it's
short was just
Pixar,
okay,
you know,
but
you
still.
gotta expect high
Well,
quality.
didn't
from them.
Well,
it mixed live action and CGI, right?
No, it was just all CGI.
That was all CGI.
I'm fairly certain. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Pretty sure, yeah.
yeah.
Wow,
I mean
damn.
the
really
short
good.
was very heartwarming.
Yeah, it was Warhammer, but it's like Paperman did the same thing like not too long ago.
Okay.
So
But back to the movie.
yeah, back to the movie. So yeah, and of course, of course, it still shows that Mike can scare, but just not in the way that he wanted to.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Right.
like he just could much more as a coach than he is as an actual scarer. Because what happens is when he gets trapped behind the door in the camp place, and the police come in. And it says, okay, we need to get the hell out of here. How do we do that? After they have their big heart-to-heart moment where it's like, you know what, I talk the big talk, but I'm terrified all the time with Sully's. That was Sully's moment. That worked well,
Right.
too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And just a little more about that, though. Is like, as the person has always kind of been the Mike Wazowski kind of character. It's kind of nice. Someone's like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, basically say, fuck you. You get everything handed to you.
Yeah.
kind of personality.
And then Sully's like, well, yeah, but
It's
not
like, that
always
easier for
what
me
it's-
too. And don't be an asshole.
Right. It's not all out to be.
Yeah, it's like, and again, both actors, both Billy Crystal and Mark and John Goodman, just sell this moment perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly the way it needed to be.
Right.
And it worked, and it both worked really well, and they just work great off each other. They both have great
Definitely.
chemistry. They have
Oh,
since
yeah.
Monsters Inc. They
And that's what
definitely
made
have
this
it
movie
here.
really well done. It's the way they.
The chemistry. All the characters have great chemistry
the way
with
they
each
work
other.
together is
Absolutely.
great.
Great chemistry.
Like the villains have great chemistry with each other. I mean,
Yeah.
not all moments are perfect. Like I said, there's some of the
Yeah.
cameos I thought were just kind of a little too on the nose. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So what happens is the police come in, they start going to the cabin. It's like, oh crap, what the hell are we gonna do? So
It's the
like,
predator. They're going after the girls.
pretty much. But basically, the cops come in and it basically says, okay, maybe if we can scare all the adults, we can get the door to power from the other side.
Which is very clever.
Which it was a clever way around that, and of course you had this is very kind of nitpicky, but I couldn't help but think of the fact that they're not supposed to touch any human objects. They
Well,
touch a lot of shit here.
Yeah.
They solved that, thing in Monsters Inc. at the end.
Well, yeah, but they don't know that here.
Exactly. So that's why I felt. Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
so they shouldn't be touching the baby doll. It's creepy as fuck, but they shouldn't be touching it. So you have like the baby doll going the mama, thing, and then you have like the record playing and the scratches on the wall and all, like the bed's
The
falling
scratches,
over.
I felt like it was like a recurring theme from the very beginning of the movie where he did that scratch.
Yeah, and like again, a lot of the teaching methods they put on there were very clever. Like a lot of
Yeah.
these, like what was one, Jazz Clown?
No, the scratching theme I thought was good. I mean,
And of course, it was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
And of course, you have the big scare, and they get out the door. Basically, they explode the whole fucking room. That's been
Yeah.
quarantined because of Mike Wazowski's actions.
Not only do they scare the adults
dean, yeah.
enough to get back to their own world, but they pretty much electrify the entire building.
That's how much power they generated.
Yeah.
That's how you get kicked out of school right there.
And another thing that I liked about this is that, okay, the two main characters got expelled, but they didn't let that stop them.
Yeah, again, that's also
yeah.
not the, again,
Another
it
good
defies
message.
expectations in the third act. Like, up to that point, it's very much following all the college beats you expect to be. Then the third act, it pretty much just tricks your expectations completely, which is this great scene with the camp scene. And of course, what comes afterwards is they get expelled for their actions, which damn well they should.
Yes.
And-
I was like, this is Pixar Disney. They're gonna be like, oh, you guys were so good. You guys discovered this backwards power thing. We're gonna let you back in. No, that didn't happen.
And I like that.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
I
that.
like it too.
That's
I'm
good.
glad
That's
they didn't
smart.
do
It's what
that.
they should do. Again, it defies expectations.
Right.
It was really
And
that's
those
how
all
they
the
should do.
cliches out the windows and
Yeah.
go do their own thing. That's
Exactly.
what
So what happens is they go work in Monsters Inc. as the mailroom people.
Yeah, they're like, oh, there's still one way to get a job.
And of course,
Mailroom.
and mailroom, and then of course they just kept going out from there. And then of course,
I wish they showed. That's one thing I wish they showed a little more of that working up through the company.
I was fine with the way they
Yeah.
did it.
Me too.
You didn't really need to see it. I
It
mean,
did.
Because, like, you know, if you've seen the original Monsters Inc., you would know, oh, that's where they, you know, that's how they ended up.
yeah, you don't need to see it.
where
That's
they
like
were,
another.
so.
I mean, even for like little snippets, you know, a couple seconds here, a couple seconds there. I mean,
I
it was
thought
mostly
I
for
thought
the
what they did
pillow
was
or-
fine.
I like the little photo montage.
I mean, I'm
Me
not saying it's
too.
bad. It was me like nitpicking it for the. You
Yeah,
know.
I mean, it's like I thought what they did was fine. I liked it well enough.
I mean, if they
Uh,
really wanted to explore that, they could just do that with a couple of, like, you know, shorts or
Shorts,
something.
yeah.
you know?
Right, yeah.
So with that, I was happy with what they did. I didn't think they needed to add
Yeah.
more.
I agree.
Definitely.
Because you know it's a Pixar tale. It's good to keep it short but sweet. You know,
Right,
Yes.
right.
they know how to use their time well.
And San Jose, so we got cops in the ambulances going by.
I can't get back to jail anyway.
Run!
But yeah, we pretty much just summed up the whole movie. So
Definitely see it. It's easily one of the best movies this year. I'm gonna.
not saying much, but yeah, I agree.
Definitely one of my top films I've seen this year.
It's definitely
Again,
one of
not saying much, but yeah, I agree.
my, all right, like I was going to say, it's definitely, I think it's probably one of my new favorite Pixar movies.
Me
aside
too.
from Incredibles and,
The Cripples are good, yeah.
oh
Yes.
yeah.
No, that's
they didn't get a
really-
sequel, damn it.
They
Where
do.
is-
Why doesn't that one have a sequel? It's the
I
one
know,
that's
I
been
wanna
begging
know
for a
too.
sequel.
They give
The
you
nostalgia
Cars
critic
too.
wants to know
but-
why he didn't
It
get
is
a
on a
Incredibles
fucking
two.
cliffhanger.
Oh, but anyways, no, that's definitely...
Clearly, we got very heated
Yeah.
very quickly.
But no, I mean, like I was saying, yeah, it's definitely one of my new favorites from Pixar, aside from Incredibles and Finding Nemo. I actually like.
I like Finding Nemo a lot.
It's like Up as a court.
Up, yeah, it goes without
yeah.
saying.
It's
That's
like this.
definitely-
I'm not gonna say it's the best
Pixar
Pixar
movies
film
are
movies
great.
ever made because it doesn't quite hit you as hard as like
Yeah.
Up did or
Right.
some of the other ones, or even Finding Nemo. But it's like, which is getting a sequel, oddly enough.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Finding
Dory.
Dory.
Yeah, which hopefully.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know,
it's Ellen
they
DeGeneres,
made
man.
at my count
She's
3
awesome.
good sequels and 1 shitty sequel. So my hopes are high for Finding Dory.
Yeah.
mine
No, I
too.
mean, hopefully they get the same people, you know, directed.
Yeah, the director's the same guy.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah.
well, then
So he's
that'll
returning.
make
So I'm
sense.
have high hopes for that one.
And you know, Monsters Inc. was, you know, for me one of my personal favorite Pixar movies. So this definitely like lived up to my expectations because I was really hoping this movie would be really good. Just because Monsters Inc. I loved it, and I was like, you know, this definitely lived up to my expectations.
And from what I've heard, Pixar's going back to doing more solo-based work too, with a movie called Inside Out. I don't know if anyone's heard of that.
No,
It's basically, from what I've heard of, it's basically a movie. It's actually directed by the guy who made Up, I think.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
So basically, it's about the human mind, or being inside the human mind. So that should be interesting.
That's gonna be interesting.
Sounds like some
That-
Inception shit right there.
Either that or
That could very easily be.
either that or Osmosis Jones.
Oh, dude! I watched that movie in freaking school. That was oh,
Well,
God, yes.
done right, that concept could be very fascinating.
Yeah, so I'll be looking forward to seeing that. So I think, does anyone else say anything to say about the movie? We can move on to trailers.
Do we want to talk about the short anymore, or?
Oh, well, we didn't really talk about the short.
Well, me and
kinda
Patrick talked
covered it
about
a little bit.
Me and Patrick kind of talked about the short. If you guys want to talk about it, you're welcome to. I first said everything I had to say about it.
Oh.
My thought as I was watching the short is this is probably the best music video I've seen in a long time.
Even the music's kind of repetitive and kind of annoying. It just goes.
It was sweet.
Bada,
Yeah,
and
I
that
think
for
it
like
was-
3 solid minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was sweet.
It was sweet.
Truck driving by probably thinks we're hotboxing with the windows down.
Well,
Okay.
Anyways,
you can talk to him.
Yeah.
Get him on camera.
We've done that.
Like, hey,
we've done that
officer.
once already.
That was security. That doesn't count.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this guy's saying police.
All right.
Well,
Well,
anyways.
SJPD. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean, the short though,
Worst
like,
case, it'll make an interesting 5 extra minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, sir, what do you think about Monsters University?
We're in this seat right here. We have an open seat.
The cameras, car's off.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything wrong.
all right, but yeah, I mean, as far as my thoughts about the short, I mean, I love the technology behind the, you know, the
It was-
CG. I mean, like, well, you said it was all CG. I thought it was a blend of both live action and
I thought so too.
I'm pretty. I mean, like, the boots still look very much CGI.
Oh.
So like,
Yeah, it definitely looked CGI.
so it looks CG. So I'm willing to bet it is CG. It just looks so fucking good.
It was
that it's hard to
amazing.
tell. And
yeah.
like even the camp scene at the end looked like that too, with like
It
the
did.
little kids like
the
remark-
water.
well, the water and the kids too.
Yes.
Let's not
I
forget,
mean,
and of course all the hair follicles and everything is like perfect, like finely
Shit, they've
detailed.
they've come a long way since
Toy Story.
and
Yeah.
their
Yes.
earlier shorts before that, but
Very much so.
yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like the cops coming back, so I think we're safe.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so I guess we'll move on to trailers then. We pretty much got a trailer for every other kid movie coming out this year.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
So we got Despicable Me 2,
Which good,
Looked awesome. The
excited
trailer
about it.
was awesome.
Now that they actually revealed an idea of what Despicable Me 2 is going to be about, instead of just showing the little minions, okay, I'm intrigued now.
it looks
I'm definitely intrigued. They used Eminem in the freaking trailer. That was awesome.
So?
Okay, so what? They did that in 8 Mile, and
Well,
That just means it's gonna make a good
Eight,
movie.
Eight
But
Mile
then again, that was-
was Eminem's movie debut.
That was-
oh right,
movie,
right, right. But still, I mean, all right. So they used Eminem. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Well,
one of my
does
favorite
it?
artists. Like,
Well,
well,
yeah,
there-
that doesn't make
that
it. Doesn't mean it's
goes
gonna be a
without-
good movie. I mean, one of
Got me
the
excited.
jokes is when the guy's name is something bottom, and they giggle like little school children.
Bottom.
Like, oh my god.
but it's
Oh,
not-
come
it's
on,
a
it's
kid's
the
whatever.
minions.
They're a walking marketing ploy.
The yellow minions.
that's all
I
they've
think, I
ever
think this
been.
half of the car over here
The-
likes this movie.
Okay,
That
wait,
half
wait,
the-
you did-
the yellow
okay,
minions are easily amused.
But all right. Anyways, well, I don't know. Like, I was actually one of the people who didn't like, who actually was thinking, man, I don't know, Despicable Me. This looks like shit, but I actually watched it.
Despicable Me was cute.
I
It was
actually
cute.
was pleasantly surprised by it. And
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great movie by any stretch of the
yeah,
imagination, but it was cute.
It was good. It was a good movie. I mean, the actors, they did their thing. It was well acted. I enjoyed it. But I mean, as far as the second one goes, I'm like, I mean, it might be good. I mean, I'm not expecting too much out of it. I mean, I don't know.
I'm
I mean,
expecting at least to be like, solid
maybe
B&B.
maybe a matinee. I'm expecting a matinee out of it.
I'm expecting more of a C+,
Which is what, a
Okay.
rental? Maybe?
probably more of a rental. I don't know. I'll find out when I go see that movie. Probably in a couple weeks.
Because there's no rental with this review. We go see him in theaters.
Yeah.
Although enough probably cost me about the same.
All right, so there's Despicable Me 2. Then we got Smurfs.
Okay.
2.
That
I'm
was horrible.
I'm just throwing this out there before these guys get started. Yes.
My
Okay.
feelings.
Showing my age a little bit. I remember the 2D cartoon, so I refuse. I absolutely refuse to see the Smurfs in 3D. I literally put my hands over my face for that entire trailer.
And she did. I'm vouching for that. And the part that bothered me about this was like the part, it was part live action, part 3D, and it just didn't work. I thought it just didn't
It's
work.
a fucking shitty movie.
It's blasphemy. The Smurfs in 3D is blasphemy.
Oh, come on, any old, 80s cartoon in 3D.
Yes!
It's like,
Thank you.
why? Why? Why do that?
I know, right?
One was enough, man.
Me and Chris have seen it in July.
Ugh.
I'm still sad.
So I heard Chris.
I've been dreading
Chris
it.
is gonna be on that review.
Chris
huh?
volunteered for,
Oh, man.
for Smurfs.
That
Balls
brave
of
soul.
steel.
So he's
Brave soul.
much more of a glutton
Balls
for
of
punishment
steel,
than I am,
man.
apparently.
Apparently.
And I sat through God knows how many shitty movies at this point. I sat
Movie
through After
43.
Earth, After Earth, Scary Movie 5, 21 Over, which I'm still mad about. Die Hard,
I think
which
movie
I'm
43
really
was
mad
probably the
about.
worst out of all.
Cliff was with me for both those last two.
And Chris was with you for both of those first two.
Was it? Was After Earth and no, he wasn't there with movie 43.
No.
That was Raj,
That was me.
And
and he was there for Scary Movie 5. So.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Scary movie.
Chris
part.
was with me for After Earth and Temptation.
Yes.
That was another pretty.
Good lord.
Anyway, enough topic. Then we had one that looked
Snail
decent.
movie.
Oh,
and then
Turbo.
Cars.
Turbo.
Fucking Turbo. I'm gonna be out of town that weekend.
And I actually have plans to be out of town that weekend
I'm gonna be
too.
in Vancouver that weekend.
Apparently, everyone's just gonna be gone for Turbo.
Oh, fuck. Then maybe I might have to watch it.
I'll get you and
Cliff,
Chris.
just go somewhere.
You know what? I just
might be
got
working, I
idea.
don't know.
Oh,
Who
there you
knows?
go.
You know, I think I might get you and Chris to do it.
Okay, why the hell?
Because I'm kind of curious to see what that team would
Okay,
be like.
this is a snail that goes faster than an F1 like racing NASCAR car. You know what I'm
Because he
saying?
gets hit with liquid nitrogen. And
What the fuck?
Nitrous
About?
oxide.
Nitrous oxide pulling the Spider-Man route on us with the fucking snail. Snail played by Ryan Reynolds, as Sam Jackson at least.
Yeah.
I don't think that makes
Well,
up
then
for it.
again, he was in Snakes on a Plane, and that
And
kind of was
that
like
movie-
And
Yeah.
Jumper, don't forget Jumper.
And didn't it also have Snoop Dogg voicing one of the snails?
Seriously?
Snoop Lion.
Snoop. Wait.
Fucking A. Such a stupid
Okay.
name.
Either
Whatever.
Snoop Dogg is one of the voice actors, or a Snoop Dogg impersonator is one of the voice actors, because one of the snails sounds exactly like Snoop Dogg.
Wouldn't shock me.
Regardless, it would look like a fucking stupid movie.
And you know
Yeah.
what? If Bulldog can be in Epic, Snoop Dogg can be in Turbo.
Snoop Dogg, he's awesome all the way around. So.
But if you are Snoop Dogg, why would you want to play a snail?
Well, he calls himself Snoop Lion, so at this point, clearly he's lost all sense of standards.
well, I'm looking.
Or he just wants to have fun with a shitty movie.
Well, he's
you
not.
know?
He's not on the
Why not, right?
on Rotten Tomatoes. He's not on the main cast list. So
So I hope not.
so he might not be in it.
Who knows?
So,
Okay.
so I'm sorry if I offended any Snoop Dogg fans.
See, I am a bit of a Snoop Dogg fan, which is why I wouldn't understand that casting.
Anyway, then we had
Planes.
fucking planes.
Why?
Let the Cars universe die.
Please, it's
Wasn't that clever
Hey,
when they first
Disney-
did it?
Disney's not gonna let it die because it makes money. They
At least it
love
doesn't have
money.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
So they'll probably throw him in as a cameo. As a
Watch
cute
it as
little
Jeff
cameo,
Foxworthy.
No, you know what's stupid? There's
Or-
cars in planes.
Well, yeah, it's in the same world.
Yeah.
and it has
I know because I say that in every fucking trailer.
and
Yeah.
it has a crop duster plane who makes a fertilizer
That was,
analogy.
And it has Bradley Cooper for some reason.
Well, he was
Hey,
great in Silver
as
Linings
movie
Playbook.
He
43
was, and I don't know what the hell he's doing here.
That's movie 43 proved to us. There's could be good actors in crappy movies.
Yeah.
I could have told you that.
So don't question it. They just threw some money
Vincent
at him.
Price was in Dead Heat, all right, and that's coming next week. Anyway,
Right.
That movie. Oh, I can't believe you make me watch the trailer for that.
anyway, we'll talk about that next week.
I look forward to it.
Okay, anyway, so yeah, it looks fucking shitty. It looks like they're milking a franchise that should have died before Cars 2 even was conceived.
Yes.
Well, now they have cars land at Disneyland. I think they're trying.
Again, they could have.
Fun for the entire family.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. I went to Cars Land. It was actually pretty fun.
I'm sure it's
Okay.
fun.
Well,
but
you're a car enthusiast.
I'm not sure I can go there out of principle.
Well, no, the Radiator Springs Racer was actually a legitimate, like, roller coaster ride type thing.
Okay.
It was
I'm not sure I can really go there simply on principle.
And
Because I've said so much shit, Disney
Well,
probably
it's-
recognized me.
I'd,
the one good ride in that like land.
Like, whoa, we saw the review, go away.
I'd rather spend my money on other things than
Hey, you already bought the Disneyland ticket.
than that.
Like alcohol.
It seems enticing at first, and then you get really into it, and then before you know it, you're in rehab. So.
Whoops. My bad.
Don't touch alcohol, kids.
No, just
If you're
do it
watching
responsibly.
if you're a kid, you should not be watching these videos.
You know there's those kids that are out
We've
there.
said horrible things at this point.
I swear like a sailor,
I-
so.
So, well,
I loved kids, but these videos you are not our intended audience if you are a child and you are watching this.
that being said, if you know people who are, tell tell your friends.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's all we got.
Final
that's it.
thoughts?
Yep, final thoughts. Who wants to go first?
I absolutely loved it. 110% completely see it.
You need to go see it now. It was that awesome.
see now!
Go need to see it now.
I definitely loved it. Yeah. That's all I can really say about
It
it.
lives up to Monsters Inc.
Like I said, it really surprised me in a lot of ways. I think it's definitely a turn of form for Pixar. I'm very glad I
yeah.
saw it. I'm very glad I saw it twice. Great. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay for it last time, so I'm gonna pay for my movies this week. But anyway, that's not the point.
Surprise Michael, so that says a lot.
Yeah, so it did surprise me. The third act in particular really caught me by surprise. So I'm definitely glad I saw it. I'm glad I got to see it twice, and I'm glad that Pixar's back, and I'm excited about their next movie again. Which I'm just happy.
The main surprise for me was it wasn't a cliched ending, which I totally
too.
was
Yeah.
expecting,
Like-
and I was ready to be okay with it because it totally didn't do it.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm happy. I'm happy that it's a good movie. I'm happy that Pixar's back. I'm optimistic again.
Yay.
What's the next Pixar movie?
And it's fun. Finding Dory, I think is the
Finding
name.
Dory's next one?
That's right.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So I'm optimistic, and I actually had fun. So yeah, that's about it. So we'll be back tomorrow, with Much Ado About Nothing, which also has Nathan Fillion, is the Shakespeare Whedon movie. So that should be fun.
Captain Mel doing Shakespeare.
Yes.
Sweet.
And Lauren's back after her encounter with the rapist tree. So
Right.
that sounded much less bad in my mind.
Talking about a rapistry, what do you expect?
Oh yeah, it was phrasing of the sentence.
We
I should have said,
Mike Wazowski.
yes. Happy face.
Yeah.
You know, after the rapist tree, it's probably not a good idea.
See you tomorrow.